In a press release, the White House says Trump is removing illegal immigrant killers, rapists, and drug dealers from our streets and sending them back where they belong. It also attacks other officials in sanctuary cities, saying they are, quote, sick politicians who want killers, rapists roaming our streets.
You ever get the feeling that some politicians care more about criminals than they do about you? Because that's exactly what's happening. Sanctuary city leaders are bending over backwards to protect rapists, murderers, and drug dealers, while law-abiding citizens get left to fend for themselves. And when Trump actually does something about it, they lose their minds. Let's take a look at just how insane this has gotten.
Hi, I'm Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty. At the County Attorney's Office, we don't work with the federal government. We are concerned about everybody's safety in Hennepin County, and that includes our immigrant community. So if you were victimized by a crime, if you were a witness to a crime, please come forward, tell police, tell us. We want to help you. We want all of our community to be safe.
My name is Keith Ellison, and I'm the Attorney General for the state of Minnesota, and we're here to serve you. We don't ask about your status, your immigration status. That's your personal affair. But when you need to contact us about a consumer issue, about any issue at all, you call us because your citizenship status is your business, not ours, and we allow the federal government to do what they do, and we do what we do. Please reach out when you need us.
And I'm Chief Mark Bruley of the Brooklyn Park Police Department. I'm in charge of public safety here in the city of Brooklyn Park, and what's important for me is that you know that you can call the police and get the service that you need. Whether you need your questions answered, help, an accident, a medical condition, call 911 and you get a police officer that comes out and does not ask questions about your immigration status. It's about getting the best outcomes for you.
Sanctuary city logic. Deporting convicted child rapists? Bad. Giving them a safe space to stay? Good. Keith Ellison, the guy in charge of enforcing the law, says protecting communities from violent convicted criminals is not our job. I have a crazy idea. Maybe, just maybe, keeping rapists off the street should be someone's job? But nope. In St. Paul, it's apparently more important to protect the criminals than the kids they preyed on.
The release says if politicians in so-called sanctuary locales had it their way, these vicious criminals would still be free to roam the streets. Mayor Melvin Carter has said targeting immigrants is threatening our safe spaces. Since Trump's second term as president began, Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison has challenged many executive orders or joined lawsuits from other Democratic attorney generals to block those orders they feel are not constitutional. While some fellow Democrats praise Ellison, calling him a guardian of law and order, the Minnesota Republican Party says he and other leading Democrats are actively protecting criminals over law-abiding citizens.
In Chicago, ICE arrested a drunk driver who killed someone, a meth dealer, and a manslaughter suspect. You'd think everyone would be on board with getting these people out of the country, right? Wrong, because according to Representative Chuy Garcia, no one should live in fear of an immigration raid. Really? Because I guarantee you the family of the guy killed by that drunk driver lives in fear every single day. But sure, let's focus on the rights of criminals instead.
Law enforcement from multiple federal agencies converge on Chicago. New video tonight showing ICE and other federal agents knocking on doors and making arrests. ICE confirming, alongside multiple federal partners, they've started, quote, conducting enhanced targeted operations today in Chicago to enforce U.S. immigration law. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson weighing in with a statement tonight, saying in part, there have been confirmed reports of ICE enforcement activity in Chicago today. Per city code, Chicago police were not involved in this immigration enforcement activity. Illinois Senators Dick Durbin and Tammy Duckworth releasing a joint statement tonight saying in part, quote, we stand with the immigrant community in Chicago.
Let's talk about Washington State, where ICE had to step in and arrest a guy convicted of sodomy on a child under 13. And what does Washington's Attorney General Nick Brown say about it? He's bragging that state and local law enforcement won't help ICE. So, let me get this straight. You've got law enforcement officers who could have helped get a child predator off the streets faster. But instead, you'd rather virtue signal and let the guy roam free? Absolute insanity. Here's a fun one. Los Angeles had a convicted rapist walking around for 29 years, despite a deportation order from 1996. But what does Mayor Karen Bass say? No one should live in fear due to their immigration status. You know who actually should live in fear? Convicted rapists. They should live in fear of prison, of deportation, of never being able to harm another innocent person again. But thanks to sanctuary city policies, criminals don't have to worry about that. Victims do. In New York, ICE arrested a Chinese national convicted of murder. And what's AOC's response? Do not open your door.
When one of these things comes to your backyard, you can resist. And what that happens over millions of people is that you generate enough friction that they cannot go as fast as they want to go. Make sure that you are slowing down this system.
AOC's office advising migrants on how to avoid deportations.
I heard you talking about AOC over the weekend. Do you believe she is breaking the law?
I'll leave that up to DOJ. What I find disturbing is that any member of Congress wants to educate people how to evade law enforcement. You can claim you're educating those constitutional rights. Okay, you can keep that claim. But what she in fact is doing is telling people don't open your door, hide in your home, don't talk to ICE. We're talking about people who are in the country illegally, committed a crime, they're a public safety threat, they've been convicted of serious crime, and they've been ordered removed by a federal judge. So it's like AOC and others don't want ICE to enforce the laws that they enacted. She's a member of Congress. Let us enforce the laws you enacted. That's what we're supposed to do.
Imagine being the family of the murder victim and seeing a sitting congresswoman telling criminals how to evade arrest. This is the same person who cries about justice, but only for the criminals. Victims, they don't even make it into the conversation. Every politician defending sanctuary cities needs to be held accountable. They love to talk about compassion, but what's compassionate about letting criminals roam free just because of their immigration status? Let's be clear. ICE isn't rounding up random people. They're going after convicted criminals who shouldn't be here in the first place. No other country on earth lets people sneak in and pretend everything is fine. Why should we? If you think this insanity needs to stop, hit that like button, drop a comment, and share this video. And if you're tired of the media lying to your face, make sure you subscribe, because here we expose the truth.